Hey friends, Sean here with Manly Made Minute and welcome back. I am slightly delayed on finishing my 30-day watercolor challenge. Life kind of got in the way for my last, what do I have? I think 5 or 6 or 4. I'll get count here for the end of the video, but of my last couple pieces to do on just practicing my watercolor technique, practicing with product and different things. So Christmas cards got in the way, some videos I needed to get got caught in the way, and then unfortunately I had to take a nice long vacation and that got in the way. So not apologizing for that. But anyway, I'm going to finish my 30-day watercolor challenge, and I'm really excited to finish these last few because I've got some new product I want to try. And so this is just about trying the product and kind of seeing now with a couple week hiatus if I can still remember my techniques I was working on, and if it'll come back to me, and still maintain kind of the things that I'm looking to do. So we're going to give some new Distress Oxides a try. I just had to do some Black Friday shopping, and I got a whole set of Distress Oxides. I only had a couple, and I wanted to dabble more in it, and I'm so excited to bring those to the table and try some watercoloring with them. And I'm super excited just to do a whole bunch of cards with them. So really liking the product. But let's head on down to my down camera, show you what I'm going to do, and like my other videos, I will get started and put it on high speed, and we'll see how this turns out. So let's just take a quick look. All right, I am getting out some newer Distress Oxides. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so you can kind of get close and personal. I'm going to use for my flowers, same stamp set. This is the Hero Arts Petunia bundles, same stamp set that I've been doing this whole time. I'm going to use Salvage Patina, Evergreen Bough, and then for my leaves I'm going to mix Crushed Olive with Rustic Wilderness. And I have my Tonic Studios glass mat, so I'm just going to smush this on my mat, pull it up from there. I've got my little dishes of water right here that I'll be using to dabble in. I'm going to try these on my next 2 cards. I'm going to try it, and I'm trying it different paper, different embossing, and different techniques. So I have this on Nina cardstock, and I know this is not watercolor. I know this is probably going to soak up and but I just want to see how this reacts to this paper. Then I'll use watercolor paper on the next one. I just had to try, I had bought some new embossing powders, and I thought I'm going to go the Distress theme. So I got Distress Squeezed Lemonade, super bright. That's why I'm mixing some blues and greens in with this. And I just wanted to see how this turned out. So this is all about just new product and what it looks like and how it turns out. So I know this is super bright, probably hard to see detail till I get the color in between those spaces. So this technique is not going to be about pooling and blooming and things like I've talked about, because I know it's going to soak into this paper. So this is more about just getting color down, and I might reapply in spots to get it more intense and not so intense in other colors. If I can pull it back and get some shadowing, I'll do that too. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more as we do this, and we're going to put my greens aside. I'm going to just smush down my Salvage Patina and my Evergreen Bough, get some color down on there. If I have to re-smush down as I use this up, I can always add more. So those are my 2 colors I'm going to try. I chose the colors as well because I have seen these on other people's videos, and now I want to see what these look like in person and how they lay down as well. So that's why the choices I've picked as well, and the matchy-matchy with the yellow and each other. All right, we're going to just do wet brush, wet here. I'll wet down a little bit here, and I've got my 2 brushes, my little towel here to dabble off and get my water off and different things. So, and I'm also got this brush that I'm going to probably use a little bit too. All right, let's get started, and I'm going to put this on high speed. We're going to get a little fun music going for you and speed this up, and then I'm going to see you on the flip side. All right, my friends, this is my final product using the Distress Oxides. Again, I had salvage patinas here, my evergreen bough, my crushed olive, and then my rustic wilderness for my two rustic wilderness over here for my two greens. So this was on Nina cardstock, not watercolor. I'm going to zoom in just so you kind of see as I explain this. So when you don't use the watercolor paper, it does soak into that paper quite a bit. So the water, then once you apply that pigment, it'll suck into that paper real quick. So what I did is on my salvage patina, I tried to do a light layer. Then I went back through. You probably saw me dabbing back into, instead of pulling back because I couldn't because it soaked into the paper, I just did the reverse and tried to add my dark shadowing using that first layer as my highlight. So if I bring this in close as that focuses, you can kind of see how I tried to use my shadowing on both of those colors as my highlight low light kind of technique. The evergreen bough sucked in pretty good. Not the color I thought it was going to be. It's a little bit more grayish than I thought. But if you look at this, it's got that grayish green. So a lot more gray pulled out of this. And I don't know if it's my paper, if that'll look different on different paper. But we'll find out when I do this on watercolor paper. But overall, pretty happy. My green, my rustic wilderness got kind of dark in a weird color, so I added more over the top of that of the crushed olive to bring out some of the yellowish in that, and I like that much better. So I like how those leaves turned out overall. So let me just give this a little zoom. And so anyway, this is day 25. So I've got 5 more days left. We'll pound through those here in the last few days. But let's review, as always. I like to just review my days so you can kind of see progress. And this was starting with day 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one of my favorites, 10, 11, one of my favorites, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and then this is 25. All right, there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging with me. We got 5 more days of the watercolor journey, and we'll call that one quits. I am going to do a video here on, I think it's Sunday or Monday, about the learning process of this 30-day watercolor challenge, what I've learned, pros and cons, my thought process on this. I got this idea from somebody I follow on Instagram, Carrie Ingram Triner, who does Copa coloring, and asked her how she got so good, and this is how she got so good at it. So this is just one of my techniques I wanted to get better at, so that's why I did it. But I'm going to do a video on that coming up of my whole learning process and the whys and behind it. So thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Would love to have you part of my YouTube family and follow my card making journey. And as always, until next time, I'll see you then.